Hey everyone, Dan Finkenstadt, Wolf State Consulting again. Going to do another GPT 4.0 demo. This time going over a concept that some colleagues and I have been working on for a few months now, which is the strategy of using AI to serve as a conversational agent with a piece of literature, right? So either be a business book, a journal article, a magazine article, something like that, where there's a framework or a bit of information that sort of generalizes across a whole host of scenarios that maybe aren't explicitly listed in that book. And so you want to be able to interact with the publication and understand the details of the publication, some of its novel ideas, but also extend those into your world based on new scenarios as they come about. So we're going to start by trying this with the book Time to Lead by Dr. JB Steenkamp out of UNC Chapel Hill. JB is a friend and colleague. He's written a phenomenal book on historic leadership lessons. He's got a couple other amazing books as well. But in this book, he's gone and broken it down by over time different leadership styles that manifest with leaders that have changed the course of history. So the book is rich in things like scales for measuring yourself and case studies to read about, to learn from. But what we're going to do is we're going to get a quick summary from the AI agent. Then we're going to give it an actual leadership challenge that we're facing to see what it thinks about that. And then we're going to ask it to think about that leadership challenge through the lens of a leader that we admire or want to emulate. So we're going to try that and see how well the output works in just 1 second. Hi, I appreciate you taking time to talk to me today. I'd like to see if you could first summarize the leadership styles very briefly in the book Time to Lead so that I have a better understanding of the different leadership styles.
Of course. Here's a brief overview of the 7 leadership styles from the book Time to Lead. 1. Adaptive leadership. This style emphasizes flexibility, allowing leaders to adjust their strategies and goals according to changing circumstances. 2. Persuasive leadership. Leaders using this style focus on changing the minds of their followers through rational arguments and emotional appeals. 3. Directive leadership. This approach involves giving clear instructions and expectations, setting the direction for followers to follow. 4. Disruptive leadership. Disruptive leaders break with tradition and establish norms to innovate.
Now, can you help me with the leadership challenge that I'm facing? I have an employee, Tom, who wants to work from home permanently, but he has asked for at least 3 days a week to work from home. I can afford to let him do the 3 days a week, but I don't want to set precedents with my other workers, and I don't want the whole office being out and working remotely. So I'm thinking about just telling him absolutely not. What types of leader or what type of leadership style am I using?
It sounds like you're considering a directive leadership approach by planning to give a clear and firm decision without room for negotiation or input from Tom. Directive leadership involves setting clear rules and expectations for followers to follow. However, there might be other styles worth considering that could better address Tom's request while aligning with your organizational.
Thanks for that overview. Um, I really admire Martin Luther King Jr. What would Dr. King say about the situation, and what approach might he take with Tom?
Luther King Jr. exemplified servant leadership and charismatic leadership. He believed in serving others and empowering them, as well as inspiring through a compelling vision and strong personal integrity. If Dr. King were addressing the situation with Tom, he might approach it with the following principles. 1. Empathy and understanding. Dr. King would likely take the time to understand Tom's reasons for wanting to work from home. He would listen actively and empathetically to Tom's concerns and motivations. 2. Finding common ground. He would seek to find a solution that meets both Tom's needs and the organization's goals. This might involve a compromise or a creative solution that balances flexibility with productivity. 3. Empowerment and support. Dr. King would emphasize supporting Tom's personal and professional growth. He might explore how remote work could enhance Tom's job satisfaction and performance, while also considering the impact on the team and organization. 4. Inspiration and vision. He would articulate a vision that motivates and inspires Tom, showing how the chosen path aligns with broader organizational values and goals. Here's how Dr. King might frame the conversation with Tom. Tom, I understand that working from home is very important to you, and I want to ensure that we find a way that supports your needs while also maintaining our team's productivity and cohesion. Let's discuss how we can create a plan that works for both you and the organization. Your well being and contribution to our mission are important, and I believe we can find a solution that reflects our values and commitment to each other. By combining empathy, a collaborative approach, and an inspiring vision, Dr. King's method would likely foster a positive and productive outcome. How does this perspective resonate with you?
That's helpful, although I don't think it fully balances the concerns of the organization and setting precedents, as well as how Tom might react if we don't give him exactly what he wants. Can you consider that and how Dr. King would handle that?
Absolutely. Balancing the organization's concerns while addressing Tom's request is crucial. Dr. King's approach would likely include these elements to maintain fairness and organizational integrity. 1. Clear communication of organizational needs. Dr. King would transparently communicate the organization's concerns about setting precedents and maintaining a consistent policy. He would explain why certain rules are in place and how they benefit the entire team and organization. 2. Setting boundaries with compassion. He would articulate any boundaries or limitations firmly but kindly, ensuring that Tom understands the rationale behind the decision. For example, explaining that while some flexibility is possible, completely working from home might not be feasible for operational reasons. 3. Offering a collaborative solution. Dr. King would involve Tom in finding a mutually acceptable solution. For instance, he might propose a trial period for working from home 3 days a week, with regular reviews to assess the impact on productivity and team dynamics, or providing support and alternatives. If the full request cannot be granted, Dr. King would likely offer support and alternative solutions, such as more flexible hours or occasional remote work days, ensuring that Tom feels valued and heard.
Thank you for that. Now, very quickly, if you don't mind, could you just tell me how Margaret Thatcher might handle this conversation?
Margaret Thatcher, known for her directive leadership style, would approach the conversation with decisiveness and clarity, emphasizing the organization's priorities and expectations. Here's how she might handle it. Tom, I understand your request to work from home 3 days a week. However, for the benefit of our team and our operational efficiency, it is essential that we maintain a consistent in office presence. Therefore, while occasional remote work might be possible, I cannot approve a permanent 3 day remote work schedule. I expect you to align with this policy and continue to contribute effectively to our team's success. Thatcher's approach would focus on clear directives and maintaining organizational standards, with less emphasis on negotiation or compromise.
So you can see that there's a lot of possibilities here for you to take your favorite management or leadership book or strategy book, whatever you might want, and employ it as an AI assistant where you can go back to it and use the lessons from it and take it to your context. So I think that these AI business companions are going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to be the way in which authors and professionals interact with this, so that the literature itself does not become stagnant, right? So like a generalizable framework doesn't just sit on a shelf and only apply to something that was happening in the 2020s, right? In 2030, 2040, something new comes along. You could theoretically go back to the agent and ask it how this new scenario applies. Now, it'll be interesting to see how it'll interact if something completely out of the world were to crop up that it's never seen before. But I have a feeling that if you're consistently interacting with it as a supportive agent, it'll still provide significant support. Also, the feedback from people's interactions with these agents can go back to authors for revising new revisions or additions to their literature. So anyway, another cool use case. I just wanted to provide that. Again, Wolf State Consulting. We thank you for your attention. Have a great day.